saying?
Yeah.
But if your parents are still around, you're gonna feel like, damn, man, my mama never bought me them J's growing up. My dad used to beat the shit out of me growing up. You're gonna have something to complain about.
No, what I was just saying is, all right, let me say it like this. You have a better likelihood. And when it comes to the subject of should I build a man, should I build a woman, should I not want to build a man, should I not want to build a woman?
You can't build nobody, bro.
Stop. What I'm saying is like you have a better chance. All I'm saying is you have a better chance if you have two stable parents. You don't have to be built, and it's not going to be perfect.
All right, keep it real.
It's not going to be
Parents
perfect.
count though, cause like you could come from being raised good, and then you still a bum. You see what I'm saying? So it's like parents. You got people grew up in good neighborhoods want to be gangster, and I'm saying. It all on you as an individual. You got to grow yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to come to your own coming of age and all that. So it ain't really too much.
So we're not saying we're building ourselves. We're saying we're finding who we really are. We're not building ourselves up. We're finding out like who I am.
Exactly. So
okay. So we're not building anything. You've already been built.
That's what we saying. So when you meet somebody else or significant other, you bringing your problems. You gotta understand we experiencing people.
So we're finding ourselves, right?
No, I'm saying like the main question is, can you build a woman or can a woman build a man? You got to come as is. We experiencing that individual. You feel what I'm saying? Either you could deal with what they got going on or you can't. You know what you could tolerate or not type shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't change them. They is what they is already. You know what I'm saying? That's how I view it.
I just think if you have two stable parents, you'll kind of be okay. You'll be okay. You ain't gonna be perfect, but you're gonna be okay. Cause what's the role of the parent? What's the role of the parent? What is the role of the parent?
I grew up in a stable home. I can honestly say I had a good life, and I don't need anybody to build me. And I feel like if I had to build someone, I would, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if I wasn't built, even though I had all that, they wouldn't build me.
Who, your parents?
No. We're talking about a relationship, right? Would a woman build a man? No. That's the point. So
let me ask you guys a question. So, I'll say this, I'm going to put it out there like this. My wife, right? Nobody in here is married except you. Okay. If my wife helped me, like she helped me get my license, right? Did she help build me up?
No. Yes.
Think so?
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't have the same predicaments as everybody else because everybody in here got a license before I did. And I was told I wasn't going to get that. But she was like, yo, you can get that. So would you do that for a man?
Yes, of course. This is my man.
Right. So when you said that, but you said that you shouldn't have to build him up. You shouldn't have to build him up.
It's just motivation. But he's saying it as if like if he's needed help in certain areas, would I be able to help him?
Yeah.
Just like he was comparing.
But if it's some,
why would I? If you're supposed, but that's what he was related to when he.
Yeah.
I did that.
It gotta be like valid. It gotta be valid.
I feel like why would you not want to help your man?
Yeah.
But it shouldn't. But it shouldn't feel like a burden. It should feel like you something that you want to do. Now, if you gotta tell a nigga like, yo, nigga, when you come in the house, you need to brush your fucking teeth and wash your face and fucking take off your shoes. Don't walk on the carpet and shit. You shouldn't have to build a nigga from doing that shit. Somebody should have showed you that shit. Now, so what it should be is, if you have to build a nigga or you have to build a female, you're basically teaching them something. And it should be worth it to you. You can't like love this nigga or like be in tune with this nigga at any given point and be like, well, this nigga just don't do it like this. And it's something so small. But it's something like where you're like, nah, that ain't nothing. But if a nigga has a disadvantage in life, like if a nigga ain't got a leg, if you don't like the nigga with no leg, don't get with the nigga with no leg. But if the nigga ain't got leg, got good personality, nice person, I'm guarantee you no woman in here would do that shit. Would you? Would you get with a nigga with no leg? Okay, so fine. So she wouldn't build that nigga up.
Just off a leg?
Just off a leg. Just a leg though. It's just a leg.
Just cause she don't fuck with a nigga with
Go ahead. Let the nigga talk.
If you were with a man and you lost his leg while you were with him, are you staying?
Okay, that's different.
You staying?
Yeah, that is kind of different, bro.
It is.
Because I think that his question was like, coming into the
Right,
relationship.
like,
Like if you come in and you notice some shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
harder to stay with a motherfucker.
That's what I'm thinking.
You know how hard it is to stay with somebody that lost some shit like that? They're fucked up mentally for a minute. 9 times out of 10, not always. But like they gotta
That's
deal
if
with
I
some
went.
shit.
If my wife lost her leg right now, I stay with her. If I would have met her and she didn't have a leg, I probably wouldn't be with her.
What if
Because
you-
I'm not gonna try to build her up.
What if you get 2 million while
But,
it's also
but
like?
listen, sometimes.
No, if I met her, I'm not off the rip, bro. Like if she didn't have a leg and I just met her, and she was like, yo, like we like kikiing and shit and talking and shit. She's like, hey, you wanna go out? I was like, nah. But if she lost it in the marriage, yeah. I stay, nigga, and I would build her up, nigga. I would build her up. Cause she would be like this.
Conversation, bro.
She would be like this, and I get her the leg, and I build her up with the prosthetic. She would come up, she would build up.
Bro, I've had this conversation before, and I don't understand a motherfucker missing an appendage. Why does that bother? Like, they're still a person, bro. They're missing something. That, like,
Nobody gonna come in fresh
I can
with
understand.
nobody that ain't got no arm, leg, unless they ain't got an arm or leg. But you know what?
Like, bro, I mean, if you like
feet,
feet, right, then I understand. If you into feet and the motherfucker missing them, like, damn, bro, I don't want to fuck with you. You ain't got what I like. I get it.
Yeah.
That's like a motherfucker.
You
You like
don't want
ass, but
that.
they ain't
You
got
don't want
nothing.
that wooden prosthetic shit laying on your shoulder when you got the motherfuckers up there and you just get
Bro,
in
you
there.
supposed to have that shit on there.
But if
I
she
can't
loses it,
understand that,
if she
bro.
loses it, I would find like
Why would you put prosthetics on your shoulder?
no, I'm just
That's a kink.
why is it going that far?
I
talking about
personally
legs.
don't understand that though, bro. Like a motherfucker missing a hand, like bitch got a hook. So what? Like,
Would you date her?
yeah, I would if I was in if I wasn't in my
Fresh off the
predicament,
rip, nigga.
bro. If I wasn't in my situation, I wouldn't give a fuck. That doesn't bother me. Like
Yes,
that.
Oh, so if she's bound for missing
This
hand.
nigga's lying. He's delusional.
I just said
You can't.
that's
You
nothing.
can't tell me if you was single right now, you was strolling through Edison, nigga, and you saw a girl, you saw her, and you saw the girl with the
I
hook
would
in the
think that's
hand.
interesting.
You ain't gonna go to her
9
first.
times out of 10, I'm gonna be like, this motherfucker probably interested.
Hold
in
on,
shit.
hold
How
on.
she lost this bitch? Like, I don't know if she fight gators for a living. I want to know.
That's crazy.
You better hope that's the right hand. You better hope the hook hand ain't her main hand.
I ain't tripping. I mean,
You ain't
shit.
gonna put that hook on your hand. You gonna want that shit. All I'm saying is, if she had a twin sister, and you was in Edison Mall, and you was walking in the mall, and you saw